All right, so I'm just going to talk a little bit while Melissa's working with Beanie. I talk a little bit about a dog that is timid, kind of with certain things. It's a little bit less outgoing. It's a really fine line between getting the dog out and socializing them and not overwhelming them. We call that keeping the dog under threshold. So what does that mean? Under threshold sort of means where can they be in a thinking mind where their reactivity doesn't take over. And so if, say, she got noticeably nervous about something, what we would want to do is we'd want to do something to get her to be a bit more active with her mind. So what Melissa's doing right now is not just walking her around, and then not walking her up to people and making her interact, but getting her in situations around things, but maybe doing hand targeting, practicing it down, doing some reward zone walking. So things that take her brain off of situations that might make her uncomfortable. So let's say somebody came up to try to pet her and she was noticeably uncomfortable. I would just say, we're in training, and take a few steps back, say she's a little uncomfortable right now, so we're just gonna keep her in a place where she's relaxed and confident. So again, it's always just a little bit of a tricky situation where people think just getting the dog out and making them interact with people is the appropriate way to socialize, and sometimes that's just too overwhelming for a dog. So like if you brought her to a soccer game and there were a million people coming up and trying to pet her and talk to her, that might not actually be in our best interest. So remembering to get her out, but keeping her, again, the word we use is sub-threshold, and keep her in a working mind. Super important. You'll see a lot of training that we do when we're out and about where we're actively working on leash skills or hand targeting or practicing things. But one of the points that I really want to make is that equally important for a puppy is just to be able to explore its world. They are figuring out so many things. I mean, you can see Beanie right now just sort of watching. Here comes another dog. This would be a point where if I felt like there was something, we just passed a giant garbage truck that was so loud. That might be a time where I would break out a treat or tell her what a good girl she's doing, or tell her what a good girl she is. Being very careful to watch your tone of voice when things look a little uncomfortable to a puppy. We want to try to not use necessarily consoling or petting to when they look nervous, but more just kind of reassuring, like, hey, this is cool. Oh, here comes super loud truck. Oh, good. Not even any kind of reaction to that. But if the dog did have a negative reaction, I would maybe pair some treats with it. I would tell them that they were so brave. I would use a very happy tone of voice. Once you fall into the habit of changing the way that you talk to the puppy, waiting until the truck goes by. If you get in the habit when your puppy looks uncomfortable about all of a sudden switching to, oh, you're fine, stroking the dog, talking to them in a really consoling voice, they immediately know something's up, something's weird, something's different. So we want to make them comfortable and think, this is all cool, this is so happy. So I make sure that I'm using a tone of voice that relays when things are different, that it's okay. And maybe do a treat toss. You could just distract the dog with something like that. Those are all really good strategies for, again, when we say socializing, we don't always mean socializing with another dog or socializing, let's walk down here again, or necessarily socializing with humans. We're just meaning getting that dog out and having a chance to really explore their world. In a non-training situation, I would only spend maybe, 20 or 30 seconds at a time working on our reward zone with a puppy, working on our hand targeting, things like that. And then I would be letting them do this, just figuring stuff out. All things to keep in mind as you are out and about. Ooh, what was that? What was that? Down. Yes. Okay. Bean. Down. Okay. Good girl. Yes. Yes.
On your mat. No. On your mat. Yes. Down. Yes.